Hello, this is Derek Thomas. I'm the senior minister here at First Presbyterian Church in Columbia, and it's stewardship season. It's a wide-ranging concept. We tend to think of stewardship simply in terms of money, and it certainly is a part of that, but it's time, talent, and tithe is how I think of stewardship.
The Apostle Paul asked that great question. What do we have that we've not received? All that we have ultimately is the Lord's. And it is a joy to be part of entrusting ourselves and what He has entrusted to us as stewards for His work, for His gospel.
Ultimately, to be a steward is to be a disciple of Christ. He entrusts us with resources, whether it's our time or our talents or what we have, our money, and He expects us to use those resources wisely.
Stewardship is the way that we really give back to God what He has given to us out of the abundance of what God has given us.
To be a steward really just means to manage. It means that God has given us certain things that we are to manage well.
The best way for us to look at what's important to God is to go back to Genesis 1:1. God created the heavens and the earth and all things in it, so it all belongs to Him. And then in Genesis 2, He created Adam, and He put Adam in the garden to work the garden. So He obviously wants us to be stewards. He put Adam as a steward and a manager of the garden and of His creation.
So sometimes people get confused when we ask them to give, that they can somehow negotiate that in a way that makes them acceptable before God. And nothing does that but the gospel. Nothing does that but the love of Jesus Christ.
Stewardship is a trust issue. It's saying to the Lord, Lord, I trust you that you will provide 100% of my needs on less than 100% of me having those material resources.
In Malachi, the Lord actually tells the Israelites to test Him through their full tithe.
He actually says, test me on this and see if I will not be faithful. Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse and see if I don't open the windows of heaven and pour out blessings upon you. This is probably the most tangible way, the most simple and fundamental way to test one's own heart.
We're challenged to give our full tithe, not our leftovers, but to give the best of what God's given us.
Since we have seen more of the gospel than Old Testament believers saw, they saw it in anticipation and shadow, but we have seen it in the person of the Lord Jesus. So there's a very strong argument that would say that you should give more than 10%. But, start, if you've never pledged, start with 1%. Then make it 2, then make it 5, then make it 10. Ease into it gently. But I do think that it's important that every Christian stewards what God has given to him or her. You've got a few months to sort of think about that and pray about that and read 2 Corinthians 8 and 9 and ask God, what does He want you to do?